Stations of KUAM, proud sponsor of the 12th Festival of Pacific Arts, KUAM 2016. What we own, what we have, what we share, united voice of the Pacific.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E.
KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust, serving Micronesia for over 75 years. Matson Navigation, proud sponsor of FestBack 2016. Cars Plus, Dodge Challenger, the undisputed champion. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. Pacific Solar, and Chuck E. Cheese's Guam, where all games are just one token.
It is described as the most important archaeological discovery in the Marianas. Isabaza will explain.
Plus, Decision 2016 already heating up. Ken Quintanilla breaks it down.
And if you've been through Tamuni, you've probably driven by. And in business news, Nestor Lecanto tells us about 3 squares. Hafa to all of our online viewers joining us throughout the world on our YouTube stream, and a special Hafa to those of you right here on the island. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Well, a gateway to the island's past may have been revealed as a report that's now public details a groundbreaking discovery that some are calling the most important archaeological excavation in the Marianas.
Isabaza has more on what may be a key to unlocking the mysteries of island history.
Years ago, our company did an excavation in Saipan and at a very old site, and we found hundreds of little cone shell beads and cone shell bracelets. But we didn't find any human remains there, so we couldn't exactly line up those ornaments with the people.
Fast forward to 2006, and a milestone excavation began at Natun Beach at the northern end of Tumon Bay, which helped archaeologists like Judith Amesbury uncover the significance of jewelry in Chamorro history.
That excavation is particularly important. In fact, I would say it's the most important excavation ever done in the Mariana Islands, because we saw so many pre-Laddie people there.
The site uncovered more than 150 burials from the pre-Laddie period, something scientists had never seen in the past.
Those early burials go back 2,500 years. They date to about 500 BC.
After studying artifacts from the Natun site for the past several years, Amesbury discussed her findings during a talk entitled Who Wears the Beads?, given to the Rotary Club of Tumon Bay Tuesday afternoon.
The answer is it's mainly the pre-Laddie women. The pre-Laddie women had hundreds and hundreds of ornaments, mostly cone shell beads, but also other kinds of beads.
These beads were made from everything, including shells, clams, and even shark teeth.
A very interesting thing is there's 3 people that have these beautiful pearl oyster shells. It's 1 man and 2 women have these pearl oyster shells, and they have them in the same place on their body. They're always like around the left shoulder or the left, sort of like over their heart.
But what do these ornaments mean?
Obviously, it means something like wealth or status or respect. Those people must have been highly respected people.
Amesbury said although the excavation took place in 2006, the monumental 3-volume report is only now coming out and will be available online later this year. She said this is one of the most interesting finds in her roughly 3 decades of archaeological experience in Guam and the Northern Mariana Islands.
I'm especially happy that I lived here long enough to see that Natun Beach excavation, because it's really an eye-opener. It really gave us a lot of new information.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Isabaza.
In other news, it's gaining momentum quicker than years past as more than 5 dozen individuals have picked up packets to run in the August primary, a majority of whom intend to run for mayor and vice mayor. But as Ken Quintanilla reports, at least 5 incumbents don't intend on running again.
It's pretty exciting. The Guam Election Commission, our staffers, tried to go back and look how many people picked up, this early in the game. And it seemed like there were like just a dozen in the past elections.
However, in just 2 weeks since they started candidate packet distribution, the GEC has already encountered more than 5 dozen interested individuals. Executive Director Maria Pangilinan shares some reasons why interest had peaked so fast.
Possibly, and I say possibly, the more prestige to the positions and of course the pay raises.
This will be the first election since salaries for at least the mayors, vice mayors, and the Guam legislature increased. Senators now make $85,000 a year, whereas mayors make $75,000 and vice mayors $68,000. We should note the congressional delegate makes $174,000 annually, and the public auditor earns $110,000 a year. Both are also up for election. And while several incumbents will run again, KUAM has confirmed that at least 4 mayors and 1 vice mayor will not seek re-election. They include Agate Mayor Carol Tayama, Mongmong Totu Mighty Mayor Andrew Villagomez, PD Mayor Ben Gumatautau, Jotnia Mayor Kenjo Ada, and Dedido Vice Mayor Andrew Beneventi. And with new leadership headed for those respective villages, Jotnia, for example, already has 6 people who picked up packets. KUAM, meanwhile, has also confirmed that Agate Vice Mayor Kevin Sesuico and Manila Vice Mayor Alan Ungakta will both run for mayors in their respective villages. And while the GEC will not begin accepting petitions until April 19th, Pangilinan encourages candidates to get their required signatures and possibly more. For senators, they require the signature of 250 registered voters, and congressional delegate requires 500 signatures. The public auditor, meanwhile, does not require any signatures, but for the mayors and vice mayors, they need 100 signatures each. However, some villages are given special exemptions.
There's a threshold that the voter population must meet. If they don't meet that threshold, then it's a percentage of we have to calculate. We'll calculate it and be able to give you how many voters will be needed in the small villages.
Pursuant to Guam Code, districts that did not meet more than 1,000 votes cast in the prior general election will not necessarily have to meet the 100 signature requirement. These villages include Hagåtña, Asanmaina, Pidi, Umatec, and Maritso. Pangilinan reminds signers that they may sign no more than the seats available per office.
But still, we highly recommend and advise potential candidates to submit more than the number of signatures required.
For a complete rundown of all the requirements to run for office, you can read the GEC Candidate Handbook at gec.guam.gov or attend the GEC's candidate seminars on Tuesday and Wednesdays. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Ken Quintaniza.
Staying with D16, it's crunch time for the White House hopefuls in New Hampshire with the nation's first primary a day away. The latest polls show a tight race for second place on the Republican side, while Hillary Clinton is closing in on Bernie Sanders. Danielle Nottingham reports.
Wouldn't hire him to do anything.
Donald Trump was back to taking swipes at his favorite target, Jeb Bush, Monday. Trump is holding on to a double-digit lead in the latest Monmouth University poll, with less than 24 hours to go until New Hampshire voters cast their ballots.
He's like a spoiled child. He spent $110 million on a campaign, and he's nowhere.
Bush slammed the billionaire on Twitter Monday, calling Trump a liar and a whiner. Bush is in a tight race for second place with John Kasich, Marco Rubio, and Ted Cruz. Today, Rubio praised his fellow candidates.
From this Republican field, I think there's presidents, a potential vice president, cabinet people, future presidents.
Barbara Gelnett was undecided, but says a Kasich town hall changed her mind.
Not Republican or Democrat centered, but people centered. That's what I see him to be. That's the kind of president I want.
While Tuesday's primary could make or break some Republican campaigns, the Democrats could be in for another close race.
Our government belongs to all of us.
Polls still show Bernie Sanders keeping a comfortable lead over Hillary Clinton. She's out today reminding voters of their differences.
I believe what I am putting forth in this campaign has a far better chance of actually producing the results that will give people confidence that we can turn this around.
Both Democrats have events scheduled into the evening. The first polls open at midnight.
Danielle Nottingham, KUAM Guam's News Network.
Back in our part of the world, debt at the Guam Memorial Hospital has now reached record heights. As of this afternoon, GMH spokesperson June Perez confirmed that the agency's accounts payable are up to $25.9 million, which include a nearly $3.5 million owed to the GovGuam Retirement Fund. That latter agency's director, Paula Blas, confirmed at least 4 people have been unable to apply for retirement benefits because of the backlog in payments by GMH. Also tonight, it's been a disruption to schools, shopping malls, hotels, and now busy agencies like the Department of Revenue and Taxation. And as our Crystal Paco reports in this next story, business came to a screeching halt after a bomb threat was discovered in a men's restroom stall. Here's more.
It's taxpayer dollars down the drain.
A lot of us, as dedicated as we are, they want to finish their work, and so it hampers our work activity and work productivity. So it's not only a loss for the employees, but a loss for the taxpayers.
Michael Unshug was one of over 100 Reventax employees. In addition, dozens of patrons evacuated Tuesday afternoon for a reported bomb threat.
It's never a nice feeling to know that you have to vacate the building because of a bomb threat or a bomb scare.
The bomb threat was communicated on a men's restroom stall. What Guam Police Department spokesperson Officer AJ Balahaja says is one of two ways threats have been received throughout the island in the last month.
We're dealing with two types. We're dealing with the individuals that are leaving notes in bathrooms and what have you, and we're or on the walls in bathrooms. And then we're also dealing with the rotary one from the computer that's generated and gets called into different businesses.
While the Department of Education has established a risk assessment matrix that would allow school administrators to assess the validity of potential bomb threats before calling in first responders, Balahaja says one is being established for the rest of the community.
At this time, that has been structured for DOE, but we are looking at trying to restructure something that's more for the businesses and the public in general.
K-9 units gave Reventax the all-clear just before 4:15 p.m. Meanwhile, Balahaja says local and federal agencies are cracking down on the over 100 threats reported in the last month.
We have the U.S. Attorney's Office as well as the Attorney General's Office involved in this, as well as the FBI and other federal agencies, to include, of course, local law enforcement and DOE.
Already 2 adults have been arrested and charged in connection to bomb threats made to local schools. They are 18-year-olds Harris Joe Steffen and Roger Barcinella. If you have any information on any of these crimes, you are urged to call Guam Crime Stoppers at 477-HELP. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Crystal Paco.
In court today, the government is accused of acting in bad faith in the handling of a case involving a former police officer accused of rape. The case involves Paul Santos. He allegedly used his position as a police officer at the time to threaten the victim that if she reported the crime, he would arrest her for prostitution. The prosecution has been asking the case to be delayed because the victim is pregnant and provided a doctor's note that she could not travel. It later turned out that letter was a fake. Although the government reported it didn't know the note was forged, Santos's defense attorney provided November text messages between the victim and the FBI, which they argue proves the government was well aware of the deceit before a hearing was held on the matter back in December. Trial is scheduled for March.
Back to the police department, Guam's finest is moving forward with only one of 2 cases of suspected animal cruelty. According to the agency spokesman, Officer AJ Balahaja, the case involving the dog who was shot in the face has been forwarded to the Criminal Investigations Division, but the case involving a dog with a kitchen knife lodged into her head has been suspended due to a lack of information. Last week, both canines were treated at the Wise Owl Animal Care Facility in Tamuni and are expected to make full recoveries. Residents are reminded that animal cruelty is a crime, and animal cruelty charges carry up to 3 years in prison and $5,000 in fines. That is a felony, mind you. If you suspect any instances of animal abuse, please call the Animal Control Department. They are at 734-3942. The number once more, 734-3942 for animal control, or call police at 911.
It is time to break away, but still to come, Issa Baza continues her week-long series with The Dish with Zusatani. Up next, we take you to Aqua.
Stay connected to the world at home from everywhere you are. Get the KUAM News app for the latest in local news, videos, sports, streaming, Isla 63 AM, weather, and more. Available for free now at the iTunes App Store or Google Play.
Congratulations, you just won! Oh, all right! You too can win in Calvo's Insurance Ride Your Home. If you're a Calvo's Insurance home or personal auto customer, qualify to enter by texting LOYAL to 2015. And if you need an insurance quote, text quote to 2015 for a chance to win in our grocery giveaway. Thank you, KUAM, for placing your trust in Calvo's. Insure with Calvo's today and ride your dreams to reality.
While hundreds of homeless seek shelter every day, when memories fade like old photographs, and families struggle to care for loved ones with special needs, as young children are caught in the storm of abuse and neglect, we are there. For over 30 years, we have helped Guam's victims of life when there was nowhere else to turn. You can help too by giving $1 a month. God bless you.
Stones won't break bones. We're in the car on a highway. It's a magical feeling that no one's got home. You're a catalyst to your happiness, you know. 'Cause it's your home, it's your life, it's what we've done. In a whole wide world, it's
It's Triple J Auto Group's Drive Now and Pay Later event going on now. Buy the car of your dreams and make no payment for 90 days. Get in an all-new Honda, Acura, Ford, Mazda, Lincoln, Volvo, or Kia and pay nothing for 3 months on approved credit. Plus, we've got unbelievable savings in all remaining 2015s and many 2016s. Now's the time to buy during Triple J's Drive Now, Pay Later event. Visit us online at carsquam.com and get pre-approved instantly. Download our free app on Apple and Google stores. Some conditions apply. See dealer for details. Triple J Auto Group. Customers first.
Follow KUAM News on Twitter or become a fan on Facebook to get all your daily headlines from Guam's News Network.
Welcome back, everybody, to Primetime. Now, Sabrina, you know what would hit the spot right now? Some comfort food. And just like a nice home-cooked meal from Mom's Place is the idea behind a restaurant that's opening Wednesday over in Tamuni.
As Nestor Lecanto reports, the new place for comfort food is called 3 Squares.
Actually, the name, according to co-owner Marie Guerrero, comes from their military background. 3 square meals a day. Really, it's just good food, she says, that local folks will identify with.
Kind of like Mom's Kitchen in the back with a great executive chef. Everything from here is from scratch. Nothing comes out of a box. So whatever you grew up with, stuff you had at your home is what you can expect here.
Business partner Mark Borda says there's something for everyone. They have specially marinated steaks, try the tinaktak, he says, and more.
We also have a meatloaf too. Something when you come home, want to have some comfort food, it's like a meatloaf. We have that available as well. But nothing that breaks the bank. You want to bring the family down and have a great time, and be able to leave here and feel good about it.
The business partners cut their teeth at top Tumon restaurants like Roy's and Planet Hollywood. Starting as servers and bussers, they worked their way up to management. Along the way, they learned a lot about the food business and what people like. More recently, they've run a successful catering business, but they've always wanted to own their own restaurant.
I think for me, that was validation. It showed that, hey, we can do this, and we felt good about it, and so take that leap of faith.
3 Squares is located along Chalan, San Antonio, open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
And we move now to matters of a legislative nature, as it's considered a step toward protecting an expectant mother and her unborn child. And today, a bill, 231, also known as the Unborn Victims of Violence Act of 2015, went up for a public hearing. That measure is designed to recognize a child in utero as a legal victim if he or she is injured or killed during the commission of crimes of violence. Resident of Jigo and former Senator Bob Klitsky testified in support of the bill.
It's in order for this bill's sponsor, Senator Frank Blas Jr., for this humanitarian offering, which promotes the potentiality of human life while at the same time protecting the reproductive rights of women.
The former senator, however, offered recommendations to tighten the definition of what an unborn child is in order to work any criminal statute. The bill is based off federal law enacted in 2004, making it a crime to cause intentional injury or death to an unborn child. The bill has 10 co-sponsors.
Dozens of people have been disqualified from receiving welfare and food stamp benefits. In total, 37 were found to be intentionally violating the rules of the program. According to Public Health, of that number, 26 clients were disqualified for crediting food and non-food items or exchanging cash with their SNAP EBT card, which is considered trafficking.
Could the Marianas be the next host of the 36th United States Coral Reef Task Force? That precise question will be under discussion at a meeting held in D.C. later this week. Here's Will Castro.
This is a tremendous, not just national, but international opportunity for exposure to highlight our work in the region with respect to the sustainability and protection of our island coral reef systems. And as you know, that conversation is inextricably tied to the effects of climate change.
He went on to say that the region is a likely choice for the task force, which attracts cabinet members, sub-cabinet members, and governors from the United States and other island nations. The task force is anticipated to take place in October.
Coast Guard Sector Guam to the rescue. With the cooperation between the CNMI Emergency Operations Center and a concerned citizen, 6 mariners were rescued after the fishing vessel was grounded near Alamagan Island over the weekend. The crew of the U.S. CGC Assateague, a 110-foot patrol boat homeported in Guam, rescued all 6 men and safely transported them to Saipan on Monday. No injuries were reported.
Well, in our latest installment of The Dish, Isabaza introduces you to Aqua Executive Sous Chef Seong, who shares his passion for food and takes us through a culinary tour of the history of American clam chowder.
The Dish with Dusitani.
I've been a chef since '93, so what, 23 years?
Executive Sous Chef Sung is a secret touch behind the rows of mouth-watering international cuisine at Dusitani Guam Resort's all-day fine dining restaurant Aqua. Complete with live cooking stations and a priceless view of Tumon Bay, it's a dining experience unlike any other.
First of all, I love the taste of different kinds of food, especially Guam. I never tasted before.
Chef Sung has worked from France to Russia and brings his passion for cooking and introducing people to different cuisines to Guam. He gave KUAM a sneak peek into the preparation and history behind all 4 kinds of American clam chowder. The first step is to warm the butter. Add 1 part celery and 2 parts onion.
Now you see the onions getting changed, the color, the celery getting shiny, and the oil is getting reduced. So the heat and all the vegetable absorbing the taste. So really important that you cooking thoroughly.
Once caramelized, add 1 part potatoes and 2 part clams. Then add a hint of thyme, and that's original Rhode Island clam chowder.
It was very simple in the beginning, so there's no any other fancy ingredients involved. So the Rhode Island has moved to Boston, and they start adding cream.
Add cream and it becomes Boston-style chowder. But without cream and by adding tomatoes, it instead becomes Manhattan chowder. Or you can switch it up completely by adding cream, bacon, and paprika for a spicy twist known as New Jersey-style chowder.
A lot of my cooks from New Jersey, they are working at Manhattan, so they're fighting all the time. Oh, this is right, this is wrong. So as a Korean, I really need to find out what's right. Of course, there's the many different versions of the chowders. Every individual people make differently, but don't be shy. This is just only the classic way to making it, and you can put it, basically whatever you like.
Once finished, divvy the chowder into a bread bowl, top with thyme, and it's ready to serve. The final product is an array of warm, creamy chowders that will delight any palate.
Please come to Aqua restaurant and try our delicious food and all different kinds of all the food, and you can enjoy it. Please. Thank you. Thank you.
The Dish with Dusitani.
Well, this is only one of the chef's specialties, which you can try for yourself daily at Aqua On Valentine's Day, you can also treat your special someone to a romantic date with choice dishes, fresh handmade dim sum, fresh seafood, carvings, and a dessert station unlike any other. All you have to do is call 648-8000 for reservations, and I really hope my husband's listening.
Now, before we go to commercial break, so this is a serious topic right here. This is journalism integrity at its very finest, and you can see where I'm going with this. What kind of clam chowder lady are you? Based on those 4 varieties we saw, we have New England, Manhattan, New Jersey.
Manhattan.
Yeah, I grew up on New England clam chowder, but being lactose intolerant, I favor Manhattan. Manhattan is so good. Okay, well, Dave Delgado is coming up next with Sports, my friends, and we probably are going to do the Cold Stone Creamery birthday club when we come back, but if we're not and Dave does it, it's because we went to Dusitani to go try some clam chowder, so we might be back, so stay tuned and see.
Love your flat screen all over again with enhanced HD TV programming from GTA. Explore over 100 HD channels with the sharpest picture and sound quality you can only get from Guam's leader in high definition. That's 3 times more channels than Docomo. Watch live news coverage like never before. Experience the thrill of the game in the comfort of your own living room. With so many HD networks, movies, cooking shows, comedies, you'll never want to leave your couch. GTA, your island, your HD network.
It's an event so big, it's presidential. It's Cars Plus President's Day sale going on now in Mighty. Drive home a new 2016 Hyundai Accent today, starting at $12,995 or $79 per paycheck. Or the totally new 2016 Hyundai Sonata, starting at $21,888 or $133 per paycheck. Buy now and you won't make a payment for 90 days. Plus, all new Hyundais come with Guam's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000 miles. It's our President's Day sale going on all month at Cars Plus and Mighty. Cars Plus, driven by you.
Ruby Tuesday now gives you more for lunch. Endless trips to the Fresh Garden Bar, plus add-ons, mini combinations, and even new meal options. It's the new lunchtime menu, available Monday to Friday until 2 p.m., only at Ruby Tuesday.
What's that?
What? That. A hat. Do you like my hat?
No, that. They're towing our car.
We've gone so far.
What's going on?
We can't afford to have it fixed because it's out of warranty.
Stop making excuses. Trade in your car at Guam Auto Spot for a brand new Mitsubishi Lancer with a 5-year, 60,000-mile warranty. Make us an offer. Fill in the blank. What's your payment?
What's up, Guam? I'm Dave Delgado. Welcome to KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching. On the show tonight, Budweiser Football League highlights from this year's championship game. I also have some softball and basketball for you. Check it out. The 2015-2016 Budweiser Football League Championship game went down to the last snap at Angels Field in Dedido last weekend. The 2-time defending champions IT&E Silver Raiders made it 3 consecutive championship titles in a row after barely getting by the Micronesia Renewable Energy House Angels 6-3. It was a defensive battle the entire 60 minutes of play as both teams forced several 3-and-outs. Angels player Chris Santos kicked through a 36-yard field goal to give the Angels the lead early on. The Silver Raiders would answer the call when Danny Manabusen hooked up with Jacob Torres for the only touchdown of the game. The Raiders defense would do the rest of the work and close shop for the 6-3 win.
On behalf of the Budweiser Football League and Budweiser, we present the champion trophy for the 2015-2016 season to the Raiders. Congratulations.
We've been playing with each other for a while, and today's game, I have to give it up to defense. They kept their composures. They made plays when they needed to. Offense, we weren't all there. We scored to get it on the board. other than that, our defense held it down for us.
The defense, we talk a lot, we adjust a lot. We know what they're going to throw. We pick up man for man. We don't gamble too much, but we just play basic football. Let everybody flow the way they should, and let their athletic ability take care of itself.
Let's jump right into some softball highlights from the Jigo Masters Softball League. Underdogs picked up the win over Remix Bro, 20-2 over at the Jigo Softball Field. With the win, Underdogs improved to 9-1 on the season and are the top seed, wrapping up the first round of the playoffs. With the win, Dante Love leads the team with 9 home runs for the season and is one of the top power hitters in the league. In FSAC basketball in the Manumku 50-plus division, the championship trophy went to Sang Brothers after they defeated Senator Dennis Rodriguez 64-55. Mark Nampe led the way with 25 points, assisted by Maui Sapungan with 20. Masters 45-plus division champions were Big D's Wholesale after they got the win over Guam Home Center 77-72. Fred Peters put up 23 points, assisted by Bobet Masita with 22. Super Manumku 55-plus division champions were Dr. Kaneshiro Orthodontics after they beat Chris Barbecue 62-53. Ramon Calera led his team with 21 points, assisted by Pepito Duran with 17. In the senior 40-plus division, Chris Barbecue Big D's Wholesale walked away champions with the 89-57 win over Senator Mary Camacho Torres' team. Jin Han with game-high 26 points, assisted by Bobet Masita with 18.
Well, that's going to do it for sports. We're back right after this.
Hi. You look amazing. Thank you. So, do you like your food?
It's really good. How about you?
It's okay. But I like spaghetti. Do you like spaghetti?
I make a great spaghetti.
Really? Wow, my stars are really lucky tonight. When's your birthday?
July 23rd.
Dad, she's perfect for you.
Sorry.
Welcome to Nissan's Sign and Drive event. No money down. All we need is your signature and drive away, and we'll make your first payment. Reconnect with your love of driving and a new Altima 19969 with out-of-this-world zero-gravity seats and up to 38 mpg. It's loaded with innovation and packed with excitement. Your first payment's on us. There's more great deals on the full line of Nissan cars, trucks, and SUVs, so start the new year right with a free car payment from Nissan. See your favorite salesperson for details at Nissan Guam.
Get ready. It's time to party, to rally, to run in paradise. 5K, 10K, half marathon, and full marathon. All the fun in one great run, in one great half-a-day experience. Register today for the Guam International Marathon on April 10th.
Quarter pounder with cheese, now seared to be thicker and juicier. Only at McDonald's.
Well, you know what? We are back, and we are here at least for a few more minutes. And your weather tonight is partly cloudy with isolated showers. Brisk pace in the winds with temperatures around 76 degrees. Good weather for the rest of the week.
All right, let's get to your birthday shout-outs from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club. Happy birthday going out to a wonderful person, and her name is Valerie Manning.
Good name to have the day after the Super Bowl. Congratulations to the entire Manning family, but especially Valerie on this day.
And they write, happy birthday to our sister in Virginia from your family in Guam. We love you.
That is a great name to have. Tiara St. Augustine celebrates her birthday today. Also a lovely name. Hopefully Tiara was given a tiara for her birthday.
Happy 23rd birthday to Jeremy Patrick Tyrone. with Forever Blessings. Love the Quinceañera family.
Tano and Cassie Iglesias, happy birthday to the both of you, and congratulations for making Students of the Month at MU Lujan Elementary School. Well done. Great job, Tano and Cassie.
You can be part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club. Just head on over to KUAM.com.
We do love making people happy, and we love being creative with people's names. At least one of us does, because the other one is going to chew one of us out as soon as we go off the air, which is in about 2 seconds.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Stay tuned. Healthy Living is next with Lisa Foster.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&D.
Hop and welcome to the Healthy Living edition of KUAM News Extra. I'm Isa Baza, so glad you could join us. Coming up in tonight's show, I introduce you to two doctors from the Guam Regional Medical City who tell us about healthy initiatives to keep you and your family healthy this year. Up next, we meet with Claire Calvo from Synergy Studios to give you cross-training tips for the upcoming Guam International Marathon. But first, here's this week's Health Check with Joan Uggan-Charfris.
Health Check is presented by Island Cancer Center.
On Saturday, February 13th, St. Anthony Catholic School will host the third annual Love, Run, Walk 2K and 5K. Dr. Juan Rapadas is the school advisory board chairman and has been for several years.
It's our Love Run, and then we added a 2K as well for the little ones. And so, St. Anthony Catholic School has kindergarten all the way up to 8th grade. So we had a lot of kindergartners join in for the 2K, and then all the way up to the 8th grade. So this is our third, and we're pretty excited, and we always have it at GPO.
According to advisory board member Victor Camacho, the signature fundraiser aims to raise funds for the school and the endowment fund.
The proceeds of the event will go towards all the needs of St. Anthony School. So, it is a private school, it is a Catholic school, but with the amount of kids we have, with the amount of bills we have, the amount of resources that we want to provide to the kids, this will just go towards helping that effort. And with the advisory board, our role is to just assist the school in ways to raise funds, and this is one of the major fundraisers for the year.
Showtime is at 5:30 a.m. with go time at 6 a.m. T-shirts will be awarded to the first 400 finishers. As for what the route for the race is, it's a nice flat course in the heart of Tumuning that is sanctioned by the Guam Running Club.
The run does start at GPO on the food court side. It'll head out, take a right towards the ITC building, down Marine Corps Drive into what's called Carlos Camacho Road. Camp Watkins Road is the traditional name, and it runs up towards St. Anthony. You take a right on Fahrenholt towards St. Anthony. From St. Anthony, you head back to GPO.
The 2K also begins at GPO's food court side, turns left on Chalon San Antonio, and turns around at the Balt J building parking lot.
We're pretty excited. Again, this is one of our signature fundraisers. Like a lot of other organizations, St. Anthony Catholic School really relies on the parents and the faculty to operate, and tuition and everything else. And, they really count on us to make it through.
You can register at St. Anthony's front office or at Hornet Sporting Goods.
5Ks are always a wonderful event. Guam has more 5Ks, I think, than any other community out there nationwide. So please come out, come out and run. It's a great course. It's a flat course in Tumuning. Every runner out there knows what to expect. You come, you show up, you have a good run, and you enjoy the fellowship of your fellow runners at the end.
Pre-race fees are $10 for students and $15 for adults, or $25 for couples. Race day registration is $17. For more information, you can call 647-1140. With this week's Health Check report, I'm Joan Uggan-Charfris.
Health Check is presented by Island Cancer Center.
Thanks, Joan. Stay tuned. We'll be back after the break.
This program is brought to you by GTA, your island, your network.
holiday barbecues are better when there's more than enough bandwidth to share. Sign up for GTA Fiber to the Neighborhood today and enjoy faster internet on more devices. GTA, your island, your faster fiber network.
At Island Cancer Center, we treat our patients and their families like our family. We have all been touched by cancer, and it is important to feel comfortable and secure under the care of our health professionals. You can count on us for skilled cancer specialists, the most advanced cancer-fighting technology on the island, and a commitment to caring for you or your loved one with compassion, respect, and empathy. Our family, treating your family.
Island Cancer Center, located on Guam Medical Plaza. Visit us at islandcancercenter.com or call 646-3363.
Dancing. It's a form of art, vibrant, moving, evolving. With every move, every step, every rhythm, behind every dance is a story of who I am, who we were, and who we are as a community. As Pacific Islanders at the 2016 Festival of the Pacific Arts,
I will share my story.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Hi, and welcome back to Healthy Living. I'm here with Dr. Amaria Sufi and Dr. Erica Kobayashi from the Guam Regional Medical City, who are here to tell us about some ongoing initiatives put on by GRMC to help you keep you healthy this year. So, Dr. Amaria, we'll start off with you. Can you tell us a little bit about your medical profession?
Yeah, I'm a pediatrician and also a pediatric cardiologist. So that means I work primarily with children, and especially children with congenital heart defects.
All right, and so I just actually saw you earlier this week or last week at the Micronesia Mall during the weekly walk. I understand this is a new initiative ongoing for Heart Month. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure, that was also started by one of the cardiologists here at GRMC, Dr. Holland. She's initiated it last year. We took a little break and we've restarted again. It's basically just a weekly walk at a light or even a little bit of a brisk pace. Anyone's welcome to come. It lasts maybe 20-30 minutes, and it helps get in a little bit of the exercise that our American Heart Recommendation recommends that everybody get.
Yeah, so I was actually there. I saw you guys walking down all the hallways in the mall. You were going pretty fast, so it was hard for me to keep up. But this is happening once a week? What time does it start?
It's Thursdays at 10 a.m. right when the mall opens. So we were out there waiting for them a couple of us, a dozen of us, waiting for the security team to open the mall, and then we just meet in the center court, and then we just sort of take it from there. Some of the walkers are brisk, but we broke it down into two different groups. There's a group that can walk more briskly, and a group that if you're just starting out, you have some medical condition, they'll walk a little slower. So you won't be left behind. We're not going to leave you in the mall alone.
Okay, and I understand people also do a few stretches to warm up.
Yeah, that's one of the things that American Heart Recommendation recommends as well. A few sort of stretching, muscle, like a heavy muscle kind of list thing. We don't do anything quite so elaborate, but we do a little bit of stretching to just sort of warm people up so they're not starting just from scratch.
Okay, and this is good for all ages, youth, all the way to elderly?
Basically, as long as you're able to sort of walk 2 years and up, probably it's probably fine. As a pediatric cardiologist, I always like to make sure the children involved. It happens on school days, so if you're a kid, you better have a good explanation why you're at the mall on Thursday morning. Everyone's welcome to come.
Mm-hmm. I think it's a great, way to get the whole family involved. If you have grandparents, parents, maybe young children who aren't in school yet,
yes.
Everyone can get started together, start kind of a habit. So I know this is for Heart Month. Can you tell us, as a heart specialist yourself, why is exercising, even just brief, or brisk walking to the mall, how is that beneficial to your heart health?
Yeah, so one of the risk factors for cardiovascular disease, and that includes things like heart attacks and strokes, is a sedentary lifestyle, so meaning just sitting around. So Anything that you can do to get out of that mode of being in a sedentary lifestyle is something that's going to decrease your risk of a heart attack. Here in Guam specifically, speaking with my adult cardiology friends, they tell me a lot of people have heart attacks and strokes at a much younger age than back of the mainland. So it's especially important for the people here in Guam to participate. We recommend, in terms of the Heart Association, that 30 minutes a day for 5 days a week, that works out to be about 2.5 hours, is the ideal recommendation. So coming to the Heart Walk once a week in the mall gets one of those 5 days off your list.
Definitely. All right. Well, thank you so much for that. We'll see you hopefully every Thursday at Micronesia Mall. And also, Dr. Erica, I understand you're also a pediatrician.
Yeah.
So can you tell us a little bit about your experience and what your specialty is?
Sure. So I'm a pediatrician at GRMC as well. I've been here since about July, and right now we really are mostly doing inpatient work, so children that have to be admitted to the hospital, either to the regular floor or to the intensive care unit, and then also newborn babies. That's kind of where I focus.
Okay, so I understand that you're going to be participating in this joint conference coming up in March. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. So along with GMH, GRMC is putting on a joint conference called Advances in Pediatric Care that Dr. Yusufi and myself will both be speaking at. We have 7 different speakers that are all pediatricians or pediatric subspecialists that will be speaking at the conference on March 5th at the Outrigger. It's primarily designed for other health professionals, so family practice doctors, other pediatricians on the island, nurse practitioners, ER, urgent care, people that take care of children. And the goal of it is really to kind of bring some of the newest research and the latest guidelines to the island of Guam. It's hard once you finish your training and are in practice. Sometimes it's hard to keep up with really everything that's going on in research because there are more than 100 journals focused on pediatrics. You can't read all of them, and so together with GMH, we're trying to put a joint effort in to help update everybody on new guidelines and new advances in research related to pediatrics.
I know it's definitely important because, I can see throughout the years, one year there's one recommendation and the next year it changes, it gets updated. So why would you say this is so important? And if people want to find out more, how can they find out more information?
Sure. I think it's important, like you said, there's always something new coming out, and there's always new research that's pointing us in one direction or the other, and it's important for us as professionals to try and keep up with the latest advances so that we can provide the most up-to-date care to our patients. In terms of finding out more information, the marketing department at GRMC would be happy to provide additional details on that. And we really welcome any health professional that would like to register for the conference. There's no registration fee. And like I said, it's Saturday afternoon, March 5th from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining us today. Some definitely helpful information that we'll be looking forward to learn more in the future. All right, well, stay tuned. Coming up next, we'll give you tips on training for the upcoming Guam International Marathon with Claire Calvo. We're back after this.
A beautiful, healthy smile is an expression of confidence. The more confident you are about your smile, the more likely you are to fully express your feelings without having to worry about the way your teeth look.
Before cosmetic dentistry, I didn't smile as much. I didn't have the confidence, and it shows. And since I've had cosmetic dentistry done, I feel 10 times more confident. I make my initial introduction with a nice big smile and a handshake, and I just feel like it really is a relationship builder, a nice warm smile, and it makes the clients and customers feel more comfortable with you, feeling confident, and they feel that you're not just there for business, that you're also there kind of as a friend as well. So I mean, it's amazing how powerful a smile can be. A good smile.
Since your smile makes a significant impression on those around you, it is important that it makes the impression you want it to make.
come to Chuck E. Cheese's, you can see what's new.
New fun! New games! New cousins! What's new? New awesomeness! Where a kid can't be a kid!
Hi, I'm Isabaza, and welcome back to Healthy Living. I'm here at Synergy Studios in Mighty with co-owner Claire Calvo. Today, we're giving you tips for cross-training for the upcoming Guam International Marathon. So, Claire, for those in the community who don't know, what is BAR?
So BAR, here at Synergy, it's called Bar Sweat, and it's kind of a fusion. Well, basically, it's basic ballet bar exercises. And when I say basic, I mean bare essentials. I'm not a ballerina by any means, but you know, growing up, I took ballet, jazz, hip hop, you know, all the Tahitian hula. So bar, we're just taking the basic elements of the warm up and the practices on the bar, and we speed it up to hip hop music, and so we get more of a cardio. We add some light weights we have cardio as well as the endurance and strength and toning.
So this is a great idea for all those training for the upcoming marathon, 5K, 10K. And you know, it's something to spice up your training a little bit rather than just the plain old weights of the gym. And we all know that cross training is really important for building your muscle strength to do well during your full runs. So can you tell us, how is BAR beneficial for people who are planning to run?
Well, I think bar is excellent for whatever cross training you're doing. I know back I heard like in the early 90s, a former Pittsburgh Steeler was just really explaining the benefits that he had, how ballet actually helped him with his football career. And so I think a lot of that had to do with, and then it became kind of like, from what I heard, kind of a staple for some of the professional athletes. And I think a lot of it is because there's a huge emphasis on your control, on your posture, everything down like to the inch of like tilting the tailbone forward, shoulders back, chest lifted. So everything from the posture to the strength, the control. A lot of the movements is holding, sucking the belly button back to the spine. A lot of control with the body and the strength of course, doing the leaps. We do some of the basic leaps in class, and strength, a lot of pliés, a lot of squats, and then of course releves up on the balls of your feet. So even just those basic ballet moves, when you do it in a repetitive fashion, definitely helps with overall endurance, strength, flexibility, and control.
Okay, so can you kind of take us through, I know we're going to practice some of the moves here in studio. So what kind of workout are we going to be doing today?
So like I said, we will be doing a lot of squats, a lot of pliés, and adding some leaps in between. And just the basics, starting with the sweeps. We're going to do straight leg sweeps. So, and a lot of that is straight legs. So again, the form and the control of tucking under, straight legs, don't bend your knees. First position, second position, we're going to go up on releve, and we might get to batma, some kicks.
Okay, sounds exciting. So for those who aren't really familiar with this, I know it's not really common in a lot of gyms here in Guam. I mean, how did you get into bar, and why did you decide to bring it back here to Guam?
Well, when I was living in LA over a decade ago, a lot of the different exercises because I was a professional dancer back then, and so when I wasn't rehearsing or performing, a lot of the things that I did outside of that was teaching, like at Billy Blank's at Taibo, or taking either Barry's Boot Camp, which is like our class here is Tread and Shred, and then Cardio Bar was another one of them. So whatever really helped me, plus like even the detox, when I moved back home, I thought that would be great to share the things that helped me a lot.
Okay, and you mentioned that you don't have to be a ballerina to do this, but is it something bar, something for everyone? Is it mostly females, mostly men, or do you have to have a certain amount of flexibility?
No. I mean, like most of the classes here at Synergy, and I think for the most part, group classes, they're open level classes, and of course, there's modifications for everything. So if you walk into a class, I'll definitely go over the basics of what the warm up will be, and I'll show modifications for especially like more of the cardiovascular exercises, like doing the leaps.
Okay, so a lot of runners tend to have some issues like with knee issues, and sometimes for yoga there are some things they can't do because it's sensitive. So what about with bar? Like if you have knee problems, are there certain moves you shouldn't do?
Yeah, so the same thing would apply, and like I said, we do a lot of plies, a lot of squats. So, only you know your limit, whether it's the instructor or whoever the person's next to you. You can't compare yourself to the person next to you, or even how your body was feeling the day before or a week ago. You really just have to go with how you feel, and you know what is too much, right? You can take it to the edge, but you don't want to take it over the edge. So even with the basic squat, I'll come behind and like guide you and adjust you, but it's up to you to know how deep you want to take your squat, your plie. Or also with the leaps, if you already know that you don't have if you have sensitive knees, you're definitely not going to want to do a leap, and we'll modify. Rather than leaping, you'll just go on the balls of your feet.
All right, well, a lot of people, when they're cross training, they like to focus on certain muscle groups on certain days. And, it seems like bar has to do a lot of core, a lot of lower body workouts. Can you tell us what specific muscle groups are usually targeted?
Well, actually, it's a complete body workout. We are going to focus a lot on your quadriceps, hamstrings, calves. And, of course, all of that is essential for running. But we also, towards the end of the class, we grab the light weights and we include the upper body strength. And the core. There's a lot, similar to yoga, even though we're focusing on whether it's warrior or something that looks like a lot more lower body centric, the whole time you are actually working your core because you're reminded that you have to keep your core engaged. Okay. So the same applies with bar.
All right, thanks so much, Claire. Is there anything else you'd like to add before we get started?
No, I'm just glad that I don't think there is anyone else on Guam offering this, so I would love to just invite people out to give it a try. I know a lot of people get a little intimidated thinking you have to be a dancer, but that's not the case.
All right,
So
well,
open to everyone.
Okay, thank you so much. All right, well, stay tuned. We'll have more healthy living after the break.
Your community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your fourth meal, we've got you covered. Taco Bell. Live Más.
It's time for Shop Guam 2015. The Guam Visitors Bureau and more than 100 Shop Guam partners have teamed up to bring back the Shop Guam Festival, going on now until February 15th. This annual interactive shopping experience highlights Guam as a fun, fashionable, and diverse shopping destination, while giving our local community access to more than 200 deals and discounts. With new only on Guam and event features. Look for the Shop Guam logo at your favorite stores. Download the free Shop Guam mobile app and enjoy incredible discounts on shopping, dining, and entertainment.
It's an event so big, it's presidential. It's Cars Plus President's Day sale going on now in Mighty. Drive home a new 2016 Hyundai Accent today, starting at $12,995 or $79 per paycheck. Or the totally new 2016 Hyundai Sonata, starting at $21,888 or $133 per paycheck. Buy now and you won't make a payment for 90 days. Plus, all new Hyundais come with Guam's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000 miles. It's our President's Day sale going on all month at Cars Plus in Mighty. Cars Plus, driven by you.
Guam has an abundance of locally harvested fruits and vegetables, providing helpful ways to eat and representing our local heritage. Join me, Jonagan Charfris, during KUAM News Weekend Edition for Local Harvest, a special feature showcasing our local farms, recipes, restaurants, and businesses, embracing the movement towards a healthier Guam, support of the Buy Local movement, and a reverence for our cultural heritage.
Well, that's it for tonight's show. Thanks so much for tuning in. Don't forget, if there's a health topic you'd like to see us cover, email me at healthyliving@kuam.com. We'll see you next week, and stay healthy, Guam.
Closed captioning is brought to you by